Starlight, Miracle Mum, Exterminate, and Angie to care for your home and family. With a wide range of fabric softeners, dishwashing liquids, bleachers, and all-purpose cleaners, pine gels, bubble baths, and much more, Khan's Chemicals ensures your home remains our number one priority. For sales and other inquiries, call 011 933 4021. Khan's Chemicals, cleaning your home the way you want.
Seraj Bassa on Radio Al-Ansar. Straight talk never sounded this good before.
It's Radio Al-Ansar on 90.4 to 105.6. It is Straight Talk with myself, Seraj Bassa, in your company every Monday to Friday between 6 and 7 p.m. Assalamu alaikum and welcome. If you have just joined us, yes, we have the remainder of the program to go. We are together till 7 o'clock this evening. Remember to keep your WhatsApp messages coming through to us in studio as well. This evening, we're talking about supporting Palestinian children in Gaza. We have seen the most horrific images coming through over the past 7 months. Some of them absolutely unbelievable. We cannot believe that this is happening in this day and age. This evening, we speak to Francesca Salomone, a young Italian woman who suffers from autism. And she speaks to us about her journey, about connecting with a Palestinian family in Gaza and supporting their relief center for children with disabilities. Now, you know, Gaza has been under siege for the past 16 years. Amongst the many challenges that it faces today, the challenges have been existing for quite a while as well. Joining us all the way from Italy this evening, we are joined by Francesca. Good evening and welcome to Radio Al-Ansar.
Hi, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us loud and clear?
Yeah.
Fantastic. How are you doing this evening?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
All good, thanks. It's a pleasure to have you on. And remember, this interview can be viewed on Facebook Live as well on the Radio Al-Ansar page. So, Francesca, let's talk about how is it that you got to connect with people in Gaza? Gaza being almost like it is described as an open air prison, not much contact with the outside world for over a decade and a half. How is it that you were able to make contact with the people in Gaza, firstly, in order to provide such help?
So at first I was contacted by Ibrahim, which is the father of the girl, the autistic girl that I'm helping. And he contacted me on Instagram, and so we started talking. And at first I just provided him with some donations because his house was bombed and they were displaced in Rafah. So they didn't have anything, not even food, because he lost his shop, which was bombed too. So at first I was just trying to send him some money to buy food for his children. And then I created for him a campaign, because the campaign can only be started from people in some countries, and Italy is one of them. So he didn't have anyone on the outside who could do this for him. So I decided to help as I could. And when his personal campaign started receiving some donations, we decided to do another one specifically for autistic children in Rafah, this place in Rafah.
All right, interesting. So how has your personal experience with autism influenced your approach to supporting children with disabilities in Gaza?
So I knew that the situation, of course, from the images that we're seeing is and was catastrophic. And it's even worse for people with disabilities, especially autistic children. And autism is a sensory disability. So like everything is so much worse if you're also autistic. So for me, it was essential to give as much help I could, because my country is also complicit in this genocide, because we are sending arms to Israel. So the least I could do as a common citizen of Italy was supporting Ibrahim's project of trying to relieve some stress from children.
Absolutely. There's something that we see very, very clearly, in this genocide, it has been unfolding for the past 7 months, is that though governments may be in support, the world leaders are clearly in support of the government of Israel, but you find the people on the ground are the ones that are heavily involved in activism. People like yourself, heavily involved in activism, and trying to do their bit. So, in what way, perhaps, do you think that your collaboration with this Palestinian family and their relief center has perhaps contributed to raising awareness about autism and disabilities, not only in Italy itself, but also in Gaza, in these two places?
So I'm not sure the amount of influence it had here in Italy, because not many people are interested in this project. Because the majority of people here in Italy, except from the ones that are aware of what's going on, people who are just reading news from Italian newspapers don't have a clue of what's going on. So not that many people are interested in the catastrophe that is unfolding there. And I also wanted to write everything in English so that we could have a wider audience and more people could donate. And not everyone here in Italy speaks in English, so it's not that directed towards Italian people. And it hasn't really changed the image of autistic people, I think. And in Gaza, I'm not sure the impact there also, but maybe like the only thing we managed to do was give some support to families of autistic children, because this Dime Center was opened before, and Ibrahim actually worked there, and but then there weren't any funds, so he had to abandon this project. And so I think there wasn't that much support for families of autistic children. So now, even under these impossible conditions, at least some activities to relieve stress was a little bit of help for families.
So just to be clear, your work in Gaza with the family and the center began prior to the current genocide.
No. So I started helping Ibrahim in January, and
Of this
he's
year.
yes, of 2024. He's a
Okay.
psychologist, and previously he was working on this DIME project for autistic children.
All right.
But then there wasn't any funds, so he actually opened a shop and wasn't working there anymore. But since the beginning of the genocide, he wanted to continue his work, given the situation.
All right. Have you encountered any misconceptions or perhaps any stigmas surrounding disabilities in the Palestinian community? And if so, how do you work in order to address them?
So I'm only in contact with Ibrahim and some other people from Gaza, so I can talk for the Palestinian community. And I'm also no expert. I'm just talking as an autistic person. So I wouldn't say that I encountered anything like that.
All right. So, what are your hopes and goals, for the future of your partnership with the Palestinian family and their relief center? How do you? It's hard to tell, what the future holds. Obviously, it's so uncertain. We know the situation on the ground, but what do you hope to achieve? What do you? How far do you hope to see this go?
I hope that once Ibrahim and his family, so they evacuated, so once they are able to settle a bit in their new life, they're currently in Egypt, but they want to go abroad. So once they are, maybe things are calmer for them, even if after you witness months of genocide, you cannot recover that much. Once things are a bit calmer, I wish that we can receive some funds from maybe international organizations, because right now we are just receiving donations from people, like normal people, and we have a campaign on GoFundMe to receive funds. And so hopefully the project can expand, and after the genocide ends, maybe we can find a place in which to hold these sessions, because right now they are only done like under nylon tent, because there are not that many places that are not completely destroyed. So yeah, hopefully we receive some money to do more of this.
Absolutely. Funding is very, very key. Francesca, you are all the way in Italy. Of course, we all the way here in South Africa, at the bottom of the African continent. But we all watch in shock and horror as to what's been unfolding for the past 7 months. And we all try to do our bit as well, yourself included. So what message, would you like to convey to our listeners here about the importance of global solidarity and support for children with disabilities, especially in the areas that are affected by conflict, like what we see happening in Gaza at the moment?
My message maybe is just that even if we're not specialized in anything, everyone can help, even just by donating a small amount every month or every week, and just try to do something, maybe raise awareness in some spaces, or just educate ourselves. And just trying to support even just one family. There are a lot of families on Instagram who are asking for help, many of them with disabled children. And the least we could do is supporting them financially for now.
Absolutely. That's all that we can do at this moment. And pray that this madness ends as well, as soon as possible, because if this goes on and on and on, we can only imagine what the condition of the children will be like. Those that are being injured, those that are being maimed. It's just going to go on and on. Francesca, thank you so much for your time and chatting to us on Radio Al-Ansar. It's been great having you on, ma'am. Hope you have
Thank
a
you
wonderful
so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That was Francesca Salomone, a young Italian woman who suffers from autism herself, and speaking to us about her work with Palestinian children with disabilities and how she got involved in it, all the way from Italy. Imagine, the world is so small nowadays that this kind of thing is possible, and we can only basically think about what the post-war situation would be like. It is 10 to 7. Keep it locked onto those dials. We'll